Hi there again everyone, welcome back to Leanne's Loopy Library, and today I'm doing my TBR game for both November and December now that I'm doing it every other month instead of every single month. So yeah, happy Halloween everybody, and I'm very excited to see what books I'm finishing out the year with, finishing out 2022 with the following books, so that's crazy. So even though it's the end of the year, I am like updating my TBR game. I've made it look like a little fresh and new, and I think it's easier to follow. So let me know what you think of the new one. I think it looks nicer, but let's jump straight on into it. So, first roll. And of course, first roll, I land on a space where I have to go back on myself. So I landed on a cat caught in a ball of wool because I rolled. What I roll? Yeah, I rolled a one, and this means I'm gonna have to pull for my TBR pot. So you'll kind of work out how my game goes from where I land and stuff, and what the spaces mean. I'll explain them if I land on one as well. But for now, I will draw a book from my TBR pot because I have no idea what that's going to be. So here's a trusty TBR pack with a bit of a shake. I haven't even drawn out of this in a good while. Don't think it's fully up to date, but I know I did update it somewhat. Let's go for this one. And that is the next Witcher book. So I have read The Last Wish, so I need to basically read the official first one. Is that Promise of Blood or something like that? So I've got the first Witcher book on audio, and what I'm going to do, because I remember last time I tried to read it, I didn't enjoy it too much, but I don't know if I wasn't in the right headspace or if I just didn't enjoy it. So this is my second chance for The Witcher, because I love The Last Wish. I've thoroughly enjoyed that numerous times, but last time I tried the first book in the series, nothing really worked. So I'm going to give it another go, and this is my opportunity to do so. So I'll let you know how that goes, I guess. So The Witcher follows our main character Geralt on his journeys through their world, fighting monsters. Like a witcher is somebody who fights monsters for a living, puts themselves in danger, meets people on the way who are pretty much racist against witches. Most people in the world are afraid of them or dislike them in some way. So yeah, basically that. But yeah, I'll see if I enjoy it this time anyway. On to roll number 2. Okay, so I got a random letter generator and it generated T. So for this, I think I'm going to read Troy because I'm not going with the versions of this where I use the word at the very beginning, because so many books have the at the beginning. So I thought I'd go for Troy because it doesn't. It's actually, the title starts with T, like the actual word. So this is by Stephen Fry. It's one of his series of ancient Greek myth books, and I haven't read this one yet, so I thought I'd pick this one up because I do love Stephen Fry retelling these things, so that'll be fun. I will enjoy reading this, hopefully. I've read the other two, Mythos and Heroes, I think it was, and they were both really fun, so looking forward to this one. Okay, so on to roll number 3. So I rolled a 5 on this one, and I landed on a hook prompt, and that was a book with pink on the cover. So for this, I'm going to go for a book that's been on my radar for a little while now. This year it's been something I've been wanting to pick up. So I'm finally going to be getting to A Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy Eilen. What an absolutely stunning, beautiful cover this is. But yeah, I'm very, very excited to get to this one. It's very intriguing. It's obviously about tea and Chinese mythology, a lot of like tradition around tea, and magic. So I'm very, and Ziranje Zhao has also blurbed it, so that's exciting. If they like it, then that's a positive sign. But yeah, I'm excited to see what this is about, with it being about like poison and tea and tradition and Chinese mythology. So yeah, I am excited to see what this is about. So on to roll number 4. Okay, so I rolled a 5 and it landed me on a blank space. So I'm going to explain what this blank space means. I have asked a lot of my friends to recommend me some books. So these blank spaces are going to be recommendation reads. So I've asked quite a few people what they would recommend me. I've got a list of them. I've got some friends from YouTube/Discord. I've got some friends in real life, like who I know personally, a couple of family members and stuff like that. So I've got a list of people who I could get recommendations from. So this time I have chosen The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke. I did attempt to read this a little while ago and wasn't in the right headspace. I know I'm going to probably love this book because it's going to be great. And from what I read of it and what I remember, it's left a good impression in my head. I just don't think I was wanting to read this book specifically at the time, and so I put it down until I really did want to enjoy it. And I do feel like with reading The Jasmine Throne at the moment, it's a high recommendation for somebody who loves Jasmine Throne, and I love it. I'm reading The Oleander Sword right now and it's fabulous. So I am excited to get back into this, and this is a recommendation from both Manda and Em over on the Wicked Good Books Discord, who I'm friends with over there. So I'm excited to be adding this to my TBR for the end of the year. So from what I remember, it's about a soldier who I feel like she's like a slave or some kind. She's a soldier. I don't think she's like fully a slave, but I think she starts a rebellion. And she's very like seen as low to the people who are above her, and I don't think she has many rights and all that kind of stuff. And this is what I'm remembering, I'm not absolutely sure. But yeah, this book is about rebellion and more soldiers and people fighting for their rights, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens in this book. And it's absolutely stunning, beautiful cover, that is. And so on to roll number 5. Okay, so I rolled a 1 and I landed on the rainbow yarn, and I'm going to read a graphic novel or a manga. So I've been reading the Fence series, and so I'm just going to read volume 5 of that. I've mentioned what it's about before. It's sword fighting and angsty young guys fighting for the right to win the championship and be a team. And I'm excited to see what happens next in the series. So I'm gonna see what happens next. I think this is the last one. So finish up a series finally. On to roll number 6. Okay, so I rolled a 6 and I landed on a hook prompt, and I'm going to read a book with blue on the cover. And because I didn't get to it last month or the last 2 months that I should have gotten to it, I'm going to read The Bands of Mourning by Brandon Sanderson. I've been wanting to read all of the Mistborn books for a while now, and I had only read the first era, so I'm gonna finally get to what was known as the end of era 2. But there is a new book out called The Lost Metal, so I'm gonna I'm gonna read this so that I can read the new book. So I'm excited to put this on my TBR and see what happens in this. On to roll number 7. Okay, so I rolled a 2 and landed on Rainbow Yarn, and this is a book that's less than 200 pages. So a few months ago I read the Sad Ghost Book Club. Alright, no, the Sad Ghost Club. Don't know where book came from. I read the Sad Ghost Club, and I'm going to read the second volume because I really enjoyed it. So I want to see what happens in the second one, and if it's with the same characters or if it's a similar kind of thing with different characters. I literally have no clue what's coming. So it made me feel a lot of things, and I'm sure the second one will too. So I'm excited to get to Sad Ghost Club Volume 2. And I'm saying excited way too much in this video, but yeah, I'm choosing a lot of books that I'm hyped for. So finishing the year off strong, hopefully, fingers crossed. On to roll number 8 then. Okay, I rolled a 2 and landed on another blank space. So for this blank space, I'm gonna go for my partner's cousin's recommendation. My good friend Becca has recommended. She recommended Night Circus, and said I would probably also like Starless Sea. So I'm taking that as a recommendation, and I got this absolutely stunning cover of it. So I'm going to add this to my TBR because I have read Night Circus already, and it was okay, but I think this is my more my kind of setting anyway. So I'm gonna chuck this on my TBR and see if I like this more. So beautiful, beautiful, and yeah. I know this takes place in a library and it's very atmospheric and beautifully written, but that's all I really know about the Starless Sea, and I'm very excited to see what it's about and dive into the world. Okay, on to the roll number 5, which will probably take me to the end. Yeah, I was right. So I rolled a 6, which I didn't really need that high of a number, but it took me to the end of the game. So that is everything I'm going to be reading in November and December for my TBR game. So that's only 8 books, so I'll probably read 1 or 2 more than that. I am absolutely dying to reread Nona the Ninth again, so that's probably going to be on there one of these 2 months as well. So I'll be rereading that quite slowly, maybe over the course of both the months, but I do want to take in that book, like consume it, because last time I think I read it a little too quickly and there's a lot that I didn't pick up on that people are talking about. So I am very, very excited to reread it because every single book Tamsin Muir writes is better upon reread. So I'm excited to do that finally. So yes, that is my TBR game for November and December. I hope you're having a lovely Halloween season, moving into the Christmas season soon. It's getting cooler and calmer now because we had an awfully hot summer, and I'm just so happy for it to be a bit cooler now. I hope you're all well and happy, and I will see you in my next video. TTFN, bye bye.